Okay. Hello and welcome to The Automation Effect, your podcast where we talk about AI and how we can leverage AI to automate processes, workflows, and use it to grow our business, especially in the fields of marketing and sales. Now, today we're talking about why every founder needs an AI strategy for 2025. Otherwise, if you don't have that in place, how do you actually manage and leverage AI to your advantage and to be able to be more productive, enhance productivity in your teams, and grow through these performance improvements? Now, imagine, and that's like a really crucial thing, imagine if your competitors use AI and they're growing 3x faster, cutting up to 40% of the costs and making, data-driven decisions faster than your teams ever can when doing that manually. That's crazy, right? So in 2024, AI really took off, and it all started with ChatGPT, of course, maybe Gemini, Claude, as we are all aware. But for 2025, the developments in these technologies have been tremendous. And it's not just about for marketing and sales to create like new content, help them to transcribe meetings, save 40 hours a week, 40 hours a month just to transcribe meetings and get that down to 10 minutes by using an automated workflow. But how can we actually leverage now these AIs in content creation, in data science, in your teams in marketing, in sales, to create images, to create videos, to be faster than ever before? Now, here's a quick fact. According to McKinsey, 55% of companies in 2023 want to leverage AI for their advantage. And that's just for small and medium businesses. Now, for corporates and enterprises, it's up to 70%. Now, here's a very big number. If you take a look at Amazon, they leverage AI to manage their inventory in every place, in every location they send out your packages you order on Amazon. And that saves them $1 billion probably, or even more. Now, imagine you are a competitor to Amazon, which is already a biggie, right? But now if you can't leverage AI now, how will that, negatively impact you in the years to come? And if given the fact that 60% of small and medium businesses without an AI strategy report on stagnating revenue due to the missing AI usage compared to their competitors. And that's pretty much an open, you don't have to look into the stars to make a sense out of it, right? Because let's be honest, you can be more productive, you can speed up pretty much everything in your processes, in your workflows for countless of teams. And that's not just marketing and sales, right? Now, here's one more, and I hope this is the last fact for today for you guys. According to Forrester, 64% of AI users increase their revenue by 10%. Now, let that, pretty much sink in, but that's a crazy number. And it's incredible, right? Now, how do you actually get started building an AI strategy? It's not about automating everything and leveraging AI in every way possible? No. You can pretty much get started by automating these parts in your workflows that have the most daunting, repetitive tasks, but provide great value and have a great impact in your business. So like I mentioned, just automating some sales transcripts from meetings with potential clients, that's an incredible advantage. And you get the data directly, the information directly out of these transcripts, out of these meetings. And all within a few seconds after you save that transcript or the video. And I know there are like many tools already available that do this, like Loom or even Zoom. But what I found out now, not every company uses pretty much the same, let's say, digital meeting service, but multiple on the occasion, depending on where the customer actually is what he's using. So it can be Zoom, it can be Microsoft, it can be everything, and you need to get that data all collect, right? Okay, but that's a huge detour now. So let's talk about how we can actually get started in crafting your business AI strategy. And these are just practical steps, 3 practical steps, how you can get started. Now, the first thing you got to do is audit your processes. So ask the question, how does your team and where does your team spend the most time with, and which processes create the most inefficiency in the daily work of your teams. So I give you an example. For example, in marketing, content creation, and I don't mean like this the thought leadership content. I'm talking about the general content creation. Just to get started takes lots of time. You have to come up with a content strategy, a content plan. You have to come up with topics. You have to do research, what your customers actually are troubled with, their pains, their gains, creating personas, so to say. And then for each topic, you have to research again in order to create like the spot on content to write about, right? No, but the research part is probably one of the most lengthy ones, which means if I could use a tool like ChatGPT and the reasoning model, the deep research model, or even DeepSeek to research topics, by providing him maybe already with a set of information I have, I'm already way ahead of what I would be doing normally. So normally it would be like I have to download countless industry reports, research reports from, let's say, Gartner, Forrester, and all of them cost money, right? It's not like they're for free. I have to read the latest news, the latest insights, and therefore I could build a simple agent that just does that for me. And the agent isn't like a super sophisticated thing. You would just configure it like so that it should act like a researcher in your field, and retrieve the content you need in order to get started, right? In the structure you wanted in the first place, and then it's pretty much good to go and already ready to use. Now, this takes lots of time, but I can automate it. And by automating it, I'll save probably half a day of work, if done right. And that's a huge advantage to everybody out there that don't use AI to do research. And that's only like a tiny part of the process, right? Because then we would need to be strategizing. Then we need to create an outline. Then we need to draft a first article, a first iteration. Then we need to add our insights. Then we need to rewrite sections. We need to add more information. We need to add like KPIs, maybe facts. And then we also need to SEO optimize the whole thing. Now, multiple parts in this workflow can be automated. So normally, let's say I spend 8 hours a day just to create this one article, or maybe even 2 days. So that's 16 hours of work. And that's insane, right? And now I can reduce that maybe to 4, just by using AI, and concentrate on strategizing, on my creativity, on actually making an impact and help my company grow through my content as a marketer. Now, this is just one workflow, and there are multiple in sales, like qualifying leads, like reporting, like nurturing, and even reaching out to those people we already talked to, all done automatically by building like workflows on Make or N8N or any other tool that's viable for that. Right? But that's another story, and we can dig deep into the story, but maybe in another podcast. Now, once you're done auditing your processes, you should start aligning AI with business goals. This could be something like if you are acquiring lots and lots of tickets through customers because they need your help when using your tools, by setting up AI integrated into chatbots that automatically understand the intent and understand what your customers are troubled with. And by providing like a knowledge base, a very, very sophisticated knowledge base in the back end, AI can retrieve information from, you're already half there. So you can provide solutions to problems that have been solved countless times for other customers, but don't oblige pretty much your support staff, your support agent, to get in contact with the customer directly. So let's say it's something very, very rudimentary, like, hey, I need to reset my password and I don't know why, or there's a problem with my Google login credentials or something like that. And now you can offer like a direct solution to either providing like a full-fledged article about how to actually manage that, or by using AI that has a bunch of self-services in place to, let's say, reset the password for your customer directly, without ever interacting with a real human, with a real customer support agent. And this would be like just a short and quick win. Now, for long term, you could, for example, collect tons and tons of customer data and leverage AI to analyze these information, let's say from meetings with customers, from discovery calls, from actual projects, what happened, what didn't work well, what went well, how were the results, etc., etc. And given the information, you could analyze, for example, market trends, what's happening within your specific niche, or you can even tap into adjacent platforms that collect data or provide data within your niche. So, for example, in the hospitality industry, this could be something like for 5-star hotel restaurants, like Michelin star class restaurants, what do guests really need? What they like? What they don't like? Grab that information, store it in a database, and have AI analyze the whole data based on what you want to find out. So maybe it's like, I don't know. I don't like being talked to too much, but otherwise the service was great, for example. And if that's the notion across, let's say, from 1,000 reviews, and 500 of these mention exactly that, you have like a real valid data you can work on and give that to your on-site staff, to the waiters, to the restaurant managers, etc., and tell them, hey, maybe you overdo talking to the guests because we have like 500 reviews that say just that. And you can get that done automatically. But that's long term, and you need many data points and lots of interaction with your customers. But the fact is, 80% of really cool AI strategies are somehow intertwined and mapped to KPIs. So for number 3, you should be somehow overcoming barriers. Like when people tell you, you know what, maybe AI is cool and all, but it's very expensive. And yes, it is, if you are doing it wrong. But if you, let's say, if you host your even host your own AI, using something like AWS or even just a local server in your office, you can provide AI services directly to your staff without ever spending a dime on let's say OpenAI or whatever. But even if you use OpenAI or other models that have an API to interact with, it's not that expensive. I think 1 million tokens on GPT-4o mini is what, maybe, I don't know, I have to guess here, but it's 60 euros, $60, I don't know. And that's not much. Now, and the other thing is, these tools, it's not like that everyone needs to have access to these tools. Yes, maybe OpenAI and ChatGPT, yes, of course, just to speed things up. But other tools like Make.com, Zapier, or N8N, where you can build out these workflows, integrate multiple tools into one workflow and leverage AI in order to automate certain parts of it. They're like $20 per month in the beginner tier. But if you're just starting out, it's like a huge advantage already. And if you're only starting out to automate like these really tedious, recurring, time-consuming tasks, that's crazy. $20 a month, maybe even let's push that up to 100 per month. And compared to the amount of work needed and or spent on these tasks, like I mentioned, transcribing meetings, 40 hours per month, that's 1 week. And if you hire just one person, that's just a quarter of the time is just doing these repetitive tasks, that's a huge advantage. And it's like very tiny compared to, let's say, hiring another employee just to transcribe meetings and summarize them and extracting pains and gains and everything that your customers are talking about, right? Now, essentially, it's about, you should be starting with pilot projects instead of thinking too big in the first place. Start with small, tiny projects that have tremendous value and impact for your business. Allow people to work on these tasks that pretty much matter most, and have more time growing your business. Like I mentioned, for marketing, it's lead gen, it's content creation. For sales, it's analyzing transcripts, for example, or lead nurturing, right? Now, here's the thing, how I tackled that where I currently work. Kudos to Xold. I'm currently trying to qualify leads automatically using an AI model. And the thing is, we already use tools like HubSpot to somehow get that done. But what's missing is pretty much the intent of customers of existing accounts, whether they have one, whether they don't, whether they are interested in moving forward or not. But using this information, these pieces we get from our consultants, from our sales staff, and even from us in marketing when we talk to clients, it's so much data, and not everybody has time to actually provide the data to marketing in order for us to create like the sophisticated lead nurturing workflow. So I'm currently testing how we can leverage AI to summarize all the information we have about a customer, about the project, and then structure the data in a certain way so we can leverage it for future campaigns, for account-based marketing related stuff. And again, this frees up time. Normally you'd maybe hire a student to get that done, but that's not like pretty much scalable in most cases. So AI is. But then again, we need to make sure that our knowledge base is in place, that everything is structured, that we archive outdated information, etc., etc. So there are a few foundations you need to lay out, of course, right? Now, let's talk about, and I think we talked about that for a while, but I think there are also some ethical considerations we need to take in place or have in mind, basically. There is like some sort of a bias in AI, and it is inclined to provide information. Sometimes if you trigger it too much that goes in the wrong direction, and that's not what we want, because let's be honest, we need information that's really very, let's say, trustable, and not that we have to double check, triple check the things it provides, because then we can do it by ourselves in the first place, right? Now, what we can do though, especially if we only leverage internal data, is that we somehow provide transparency to existing data sets, to data sources, and regularly perform audits to make sure that this data we have is valid, and the data that AI is working with doesn't provide like different opinions, different outcomes to the same question. Now, on the other hand, of course, will AI actually take away your job? I don't think so, just to make that clear, but it has a tendency and the potential to take away tasks from certain fields of work. And that's not just in sales or marketing, that's in customer service, that's in operations, even in management, even in personal assistance, you name it. There will be, let's call it a reckoning, that will change many industries, many fields. But what I can tell you is nobody currently taps in, I think, into all of these fields. So what you can do as an expert, as an individual, is learn AI, learn how it works, learn how you can automate certain tasks, learn how you can leverage these automations in your daily work, and how to leverage these things in order to make you more valuable, more productive in the first place. And then you're pretty much good to go. Now, if you are interested in us looking into your workflows, what we can automate free of charge, basically, like free audit, just reach out and we can tap in. Maybe one disclaimer, in order for AI to work and to automate certain tasks, you have to make sure that your processes are actually in place. No processes, well, no automated workflows. That's about it. And one more thing, don't think about too much about the software you use or the tools you're using. Using platforms like Make or N8N allows you to pretty much integrate everything into these things. Maybe Jira, maybe Asana, maybe Google Workspace, maybe Microsoft, maybe different AIs. It may be, I don't know, OpenAI or Claude, DeepSeek, whatever. You can pretty much get everything in there and potentially automate everything you desire. Now, that's about it. That's how you can get started in AI. In the next episode, we're going to talk about what you need to learn in order to get started with agentic AI. And agentic AI is the next cool thing we are going to talk about, and which is pretty much being integrated currently in tons and tons of companies. So don't miss out. Until then, have a great day, guys. See ya and hear ya next time. Bye-bye.